That's what I love about jewelry. It's so emotional. It has a story, and then it gets a new story. And how fun it would be if jewels could talk, right? And
Right.
we could look at a
Right.
piece. They said, "Oh, this came to me in 1890, and this is my backstory." And so I think sometimes just holding jewelry and hearing the stories of where it came from and where it goes to is a fun thing to be a part of. And then, are you guys deco fans?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Okay, sweet.
Who isn't?
So this is a Tiffany Co. Art Deco bracelet, and it is diamonds and platinum and onyx and rubies and emeralds, and it has kind of this like flower motif. And you'll notice the texture is incredibly lacy. And that's how we can kind of determine that it's actually more 1920s than later deco. And you'll have more of that like lacy Edwardian crossover.
It's like fabric.
It's like fabric. It's fabric, and it's soft to the touch, and it's in really good condition. And I personally am a huge fan of Tiffany and Company. I do like a lot of jewelry companies, but I find Tiffany to be incredibly ethical, incredibly into preserving the earth and sustainability. So I have a soft spot for Tiffany and Company. I brought, because I knew you were a fan of Bulgari. Here we have a collar necklace with some tourmalines and pearls. It has like a little bit of movement, and it's light. And what I like about Bulgari is it's substantial in its metal quality, but still has a lot of movement. It tends not to be really stiff. Do you find that?
Yeah, I would agree with you.
And I think that really has to do with the craftsmanship and really speaks highly of the craftsmanship of it.
Yeah, this one also feels like fabric. I'm going to take it off.
Please. A halo for your puppy.
It's a nice weight. It's a really nice weight. It feels good. It's almost feel great to wear.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very Cleopatra.
Exactly, yeah.
And this also came from a private, and the woman has a ton of jewelry and was at the point of her life where she was like, I can't wear this all. I want things to be worn. So a lot of the times people have various reasons for selling an auction. It could be that someone needs money, they're buying a new home. It could be that the family needs to split, the money, so you can't just have one person. But a lot of the times people sell because they just can't wear everything and they want things to be worn. There's something, I don't know, do you guys feel this way, that sometimes jewelry sits in safes?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
It's the worst.
It's the worst, right?
Yeah, don't own it if it sits in a safe.
Yeah, jewels are meant to be worn. They're meant to be shown. That's kind of how it happens here in California. Is we have a lot of people who wear jewelry but don't wear it out all the time. We tend to be a little California casual. So a lot of the times that's why people sell in auction, is they've inherited these beautiful pieces, or maybe in their younger life they were wearing these beautiful pieces and they're just not wearing it anymore. So that's a good reason to go into an auction, to kind of bring it to the international markets and allow people to wear it and shine with it. So another iconic part of Bulgari is their coin collections, which they have done in different forms, whether it's in necklaces or long chains. In this case, it's these pair of earrings. They have gold surround, and then inside are 4th century BC silver coins.
Oh my God.
I know. They're pretty. And they have little ruby detailings on the bottom. So you can do a lot with them. For you, if you want to wear them as earrings, you obviously could, but you could also turn them into like little stick brooches. You could, turn them into buttons. Of course, you don't want to take away the signature, which is where you're going to have the value. One thing when I am treasure hunting and going out on the field is you have to tell what is real and what is replica. And a lot of the times the Bulgari coins are turned into replicas.
Really?
Yeah. I think because they're popular. They're popular. They're desirable. And anything that's desirable, people want to replicate. So one of the ways that is kind of a helpful way to determine if it's a replica or not, you look at the backside, and you'll see that with Bulgari, they always have the inscription of the coin on the backside, in addition to the signature and the Italian metal marking. And so that's always kind of a way, if you're looking to buy jewelry, specifically of this Bulgari collection, you'll want to check and make sure that it has the engraving of the description on the back. And that's a kind of a good key to helping you determine if it's real or fake.
Emily, how do you decide if somebody gives you a piece of jewelry to put in auction? How do you decide on a jewelry estimate for the auction house?
Well, that's a good question and also very complicated. So let's be honest. We all want to put stuff into auction as realistic but also as low of estimate as possible so we can bring it to the market and it's fresh, it hasn't seen dealers, it hasn't seen privates yet. And what happens is we want people to be enticed. So the lower the estimate, the more people we can get set up to bid, which ultimately the more competition and ultimately the biggest final number. But as you're sitting with someone, you have to take into account the value of the gold, the value of the colored stones, the value of the signature. You have to be realistic and kind of show the truth of the value in that, but also have to bring up the fact that it tends to be very emotional. It brings up the point that a lot of people have memories of grandma wearing a brooch. They have memories of, you know, the late wife wearing a diamond. So you have to kind of find that middle ground between a realistic estimate that's enticing and also where the client is comfortable. So it's you know, some are better and worse, and sometimes you get the perfect estimate, and it all is just part of the auction world, and also part of really what the fun part of auction, because you don't know what you're getting into, you don't know what you're going to have an opportunity to bid on, and you don't know how high ultimately the final number is going to be.
Congratulations on the new
Congratulations.
little...
Thank you guys.
And thank you so much for coming and
Yes,
sharing
it's
this.
Really
so fun,
appreciate it,
so
Emily.
fun. I love you guys very
No,
much.
thank you. We
Thank
love you.
you. We'll see you soon.
Yes.
See you soon.